tuning in today to Naturally Tanya. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are just returning, thanks for rocking with your girl. I appreciate you guys. So we are gonna get on into today's video. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on how everything went during my second trimester. I just completed that trimester, so I figured it'd be a good time to just give you guys a quick little update. So overall, during the second trimester, I started to feel my energy levels return back to normal. I wasn't as fatigued. Most of my nausea went away. I did try to play around with like seeing if I could eat the things that were making me nauseous before. Like I know in my previous video, I mentioned to you guys that like the pasta sauce was not working out. It's still not really working out. Like I can handle it maybe in small doses, like maybe if it's like a baked ziti or something like that, but like I don't know, the acidity I think in the tomato based sauce, the baby doesn't like that, so I've been still staying away from that. I have been having more intense sugar cravings. I'm not really a person that has a lot of a sweet tooth. Like usually I'm about carbs on carbs on carbs. Like I'm here for some carbs, but I've been having like a really intense sugar cravings. Like I have been craving like s'mores, and I come from a more Caribbean background, so I promise you guys, I probably had a s'more like twice in my life. Oh, airing down. What was I saying? Yeah, I probably only had a s'more like twice in my life, so I don't really know where that craving came from. It really just came out of nowhere, and like the last 2 weeks I just been like, probably more than that, last 3 weeks, I don't know how much time, but I've been on the s'more train and I had to like slow my roll. I also started really craving hot chocolate a lot, which it's not really too surprising. Like I do enjoy a good cup of hot cocoa, but it's like getting warmer, so it's very awkward because it's getting warmer, it's hot outside, it's like 77 degrees, and I'm craving hot chocolate. Where do they do that at? I don't know, I don't understand, but I promise you I enjoy every single bit of it when I make it. So I've just been trying to manage that, because also in your second trimester you do what's called a glucose test, where they test you for gestational diabetes. So I was just trying to like, you know, balance all of that. I did do a 1 hour screening, and then I had to go ahead and do a 3 hour screening, which was a little bit stressful for me because, you know, I feel like my personality type always wants to do things in a perfect way. I know that, you know, nobody's perfect, but I feel like I do have a more perfectionist type of personality. So when I had to go back and do a 3 hour test, I was definitely taking it as like some sort of like personal failure, like as if it was reflecting badly on me personally, like if I was doing something bad for my baby. But I did have to just go ahead and recognize that these are all tools that healthcare provider use to make sure that mom and baby are as healthy as can be. So once I started looking at it in that aspect, I put some prayer on that test and I left it in God's hands, and thankfully, you know, my results and my levels came back normal. So I'm so thankful and grateful to God, because that was a huge relief for me. And yeah, so after that I've just been pretty much like trying to balance the sugar craving, because I feel like you can't always give into every single craving that you have when you're pregnant, especially when it's not like a healthier craving. You definitely do still need to watch what you are putting into your body. So those are the two main sweet things that I feel like I've had to just question myself, like, why do I want these, you know? I also noticed, guys, like I don't know if it's pregnancy and plus my normal hair care routine, but my hair has been growing. I know that I've heard that sometimes, you know, when you're pregnant your hair will grow like crazy. So my hair has definitely been growing. That definitely does not mean that I want to always style it. That's why we are in some protective styling right now, which I plan to do until this baby is born, because I do not have the time or energy to be styling my hair like every few days or weekly. No ma'am, no sir, don't got the time. But I have appreciated the hair growth. I'll see if I can show you guys a picture of my last blowout. And I've noticed that my hair texture is a bit softer now too. I don't know if that's also with the length, because I have noticed on my hair care journey that as my hair grows, the texture does change a little bit. So I've just noticed that it's been a little bit softer, easier to detangle. It's not, I mean, my hair still does love on each other, and I do have really thick 4C hair for the most part, but it's just been a lot easier to detangle, so I can appreciate that for sure. I also had like some sporadic belly growing pains, as I would call them, like at my lower abdomen area. I had like a few sharp pains, but nothing to really be alarmed about. It was just more indication that like my belly's stretching and growing and trying to accommodate this ever-growing baby. And so that wasn't really too bad to deal with. I did have to like focus on like slowing down more, not like making sudden movements when I like get up, sit down, on the move, that sort of thing, which sounds simple to do, but when you're used to like being on the go, it can sometimes, you know, if you're running late, you catch yourself like moving too fast, and my body will let me know if I made a movement way too fast. So that's something that I've been dealing with. On a more exciting note, I did start feeling like my baby's movements, some kicks and hiccups and all those good things. So that's always really fun when you can like feel your baby moving. It's very exciting. It's like I feel like it's our own sort of communication for me to make sure that everything is good in there. And it's, at first I wasn't really sure what kind of feeling to look out for. I know the doctor has said it feels like butterflies or like a little, like a fluttering in your stomach, and I didn't really know what that meant, but once you feel it, you know that that's what it is. It's not really anything painful. It's just like, I don't know how to describe it. You just know that it's there. And towards the end of the second trimester, I did start having more back pain. And then after like playing around with a few things in my daily routine, I kind of discovered that I can't really sleep on my back anymore. Like that causes intense back pain for me. I think basically the baby's too big now, and he's like, the pressure on my spine, body can't have that. So once I started like sleeping more on my left side, I've noticed that I haven't had that pain as much. Sometimes I do still have back pain, like just from being in certain postures too long, or like, you know, different things, but for the most part it's become much more manageable now that I stopped sleeping on my back for the most part, which is a little tricky because I mean, when you're sleeping, you don't really know all the time if you're moving, but thankfully I have a great pregnancy pillow, which I will leave linked in the description box for anybody that cares. But thankfully, the way I nestle myself in my pregnancy pillow kind of helps me to stay on my left side, which also helps my quality of sleep too. So that's been good. I did also notice towards the latter end some swelling in my hands and my feet. Like my wedding ring can no longer fit, guys, so if you see me out here looking single, I'm not single. I am still happily married, but my fingers are just, they're too fat now. They be swole. And which is something that I assume is gonna get worse as time progresses, since I'm in my last trimester now and it's getting warmer, and I know those are all things that trigger the swelling in pregnant women, but I started to notice it at the end of the second trimester for sure, which was kind of strange because I look down at my feet and my hands and I don't even know who they belong to. It feels like I'm looking at like foreign body parts, but that's the name of the game. Still enjoying the journey. And am I missing anything? I think the only other thing I noticed in this second trimester is that I do sing on the praise and worship team at church, and I sing just, you know, in life in general. I get out of breath faster depending on like certain types of songs. Like I could probably sing for a good like 20 minutes, and then after that it's like I can still go, but like I notice like I'm getting out of breath, or I have to take more pauses to make sure I'm getting enough air. So that's also something that I've noticed. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all that I have to note for the second trimester. Journey's going well. It is a beautiful journey. It is a lot. There are a lot of things I feel like happen to a woman's body during pregnancy, and I definitely have a lot more appreciation for mothers and just everything that, you know, they go through. Bringing life into the world is not an easy task at all. Definitely deserves a lot of respect and credit. There's a lot to consider, a lot going on, but I've been appreciating and loving the journey. Definitely time to get prepared for this baby. I only have, I believe, about 11 more weeks to go, so super exciting. And I did end up doing a very small gender reveal that I will leave at the end of this video for those of you who care to know what I'm having. It's very exciting. So yeah.